Welcome, everybody! The first of what will be 5 races at the Holy Grail of racetracks. In the heart of the U.S., in the heart of Indiana, in a suburb of Indianapolis called Speedway, we arrive at the Brickyard. Cars on track on one of the oldest racing facilities in the world, created in 1909, with the first Indy 500 run in 1911. It is a staple for racing all around the world, from stock cars, open-wheelers, sports cars, and anything in between. Tonight, it's where the TWIGI iRacing series does battle. 2.5 mile rectangular oval, symmetrical 4 corners, 2 in the north chute, 2 in the south. It's a place that handles unlike any other. Scorching track temperature at night, 89 degrees the air temp, 122 degrees the air temp, the track temp, excuse me. And winds, per typical, they are gnarly. 20 miles an hour, the wind speed here tonight. That'll mean a lot going from the north to the south part of the track. Turns 3 and 4 going north, turns 1 and 2 directly south. I'm Carmen. Thank you everyone for tuning in on a wonderful Friday evening for some racing at Indianapolis. Practice currently ongoing with about 30 seconds left in it. Drivers have had 50 minutes to try to figure it out. And right now, Brady Weileman top of the board ahead of Merrick Watchorn, with Chris Phillips sitting in 3rd place. Connor Morris, Jacob Elkins round out the top 5, with Alec Daffin sitting in 6th. 19 cars present for tonight's festivities to kick off ABN's biggest week of the year. Had a wild week so far, making trips to Daytona and a trip to Chicagoland. So, we've been floating around the Midwest in between trips to Florida. Qualifying now underway. Drivers have 5 minutes, a very precious amount of time to get started. Drivers beginning to make their way on track. We will look first at Brady Weileman. Weileman's first career win came at Watkins Glen just a few weeks ago. He led the practice sheets. Can he win on a racing's most hallowed grounds? Brady Weileman will not be the first set of lap time. I believe that'll be John Buwalda that will be the first set of lap time here at the Brickyard. Weileman, however, expected to be the first one to go top of the board. A huge threat here for number 51. Chance to get his 2nd win of the season. as we quickly approach the midway point of the season. Buwalda goes on the board first. Alec Daffin goes faster. And Weileman takes his spot at the top of the board. We'll see how Merrick Watchorn compares on his first lap. Watchorn goes third fastest. Weileman looking really solid right now. Weileman enters tonight third in points, 246 points behind the race leader, or behind championship leader Merrick Watchorn. Daffin sits in between them, 189 points away. Vernon Gregg, Kyle Smith sit top 5 ahead of Mauricio Millian, Jacob Elkins, Chris Howell, Lilac Zier, and Dennis Crosby in the top 10 in points. Weileman's second lap. Does it get him up further? It does not, as Daffin takes pole. Can Watchorn take it away? Top 4 separated by less than a tenth. Out of 4 for Watchorn. Will this be enough? Cross the yard of bricks. And not fast enough. Alec Daffin takes pole from his teammate by mere thousandths. 5 milliseconds. Wild stuff. John Holliday finished third at Talladega. What does he bring across the line here? Enough for 12th place. Josh Jernigan on his second lap will not be able to complete it. Sits 16th fastest, and he clobbers the wall out of turn 1. Time expires. So here we go. And for those that are just now tuning in, it's the beginning of Brickyard Week for us here on ABN, the first of what will be 5 races in Indianapolis. 89 degrees the air temp, 115 degrees the track temp. Track temp coming down a little bit. The winds still extremely high, 19-mile-an-hour winds. And those winds do a lot of damage on this 2.5-mile rectangular oval. Turn 22 directly south in direction. Turns 3 and 4 directly north in direction. Alec Daff and Brady Weileman front row for Summit Esports ahead of Merrick Watchorn and Chris Howell. Connor Morris and Jacob Elkins sit in row 3 ahead of Matt Dyer and Vernon Gregg. Lilac Zier and Selena Thompson sit in row 5 ahead of Chris Phillips and John Holliday. And as we span our way through this 19-car field, you see John Buwalda and Mauricio Millian in row 7, Brad Slagle and Josh Jernigan in row 8. Row 9 is Jack Stanley and RJ Buchanan, with Kyle Dersham not setting a qualifying time. He will start in 19th position in this event. Everyone's slowly getting ready to go. The roar of V8 race cars set to cascade throughout the Midwest. 80 laps here. No stages. Just a straight up dog fight. The Universal Temple of Speed. We'll see plenty of action. But the first 80 race laps of the week will belong to the TWIGI iRacing series. It's going to be unlike any other. Take in the sights and sounds. One of the most valuable weeks in ABN. Get ready to begin tonight. Pace car takes the left onto pit lane. Daffin, Weileman, Watchor, and Howe, front four. Green flag is in the air, and away we go. We're green at Indianapolis. First laps, squeaky clean here in Indianapolis. It's Daffin ahead of Weileman, Watchorn, and Howe, with Connor Morris under pressure from Jacob Elkins early on here. In fact, you see the side-by-side battling. Elkins trying to get around the 09 of Morris, and he'll do so. Morris drops down a spot to 6th. Elkins moves up to 5th. Biggest gainer is RJ Buchanan. 99 trying to go for it. Oh, trouble! Huge accident. Stanley in it. Slagle, Buchanan. I believe that was Chris Phillips that was a bystander in it. And just as we started seeing the praises of RJ Buchanan, it's all up in smoke. I'm going to slow it down here. Buchanan tried making a move on Brad Slagle, and he just clips that inside wall. Actually, he may have missed it, but he got loose. Clobbered Slagle on the rebound. Chris Phillips knows where he can go, and Jack Stanley tries to pick a lane, but he is completely out of depth. Clobbers the 6 of Phillips, and then he'll clobber the 52, the 052 of Brad Slagle. So I believe that's Bawad. I don't know who that was behind that. Oh, that's Josh Jernigan. Josh Jernigan just kind of making his way through. This is on board with Brad Slagle. That's his perspective of it. Here's R.J. Buchanan's perspective. I see, looking back at Jack Stanley, nothing that he can do either. So Buchanan makes it back out here. So Alec Daffin leads over Brady Weileman, Merrick Watchorn, and Chris Howell. With Jacob Elkins, Connor Morris, Matt Dyer, Brennan Gregg, Lilac Sear, and Selena Thompson in the top 10. First caution of the night for an incident involving R.J. Buchanan, Chris Phillips, Brad Slagle, and Jacob Stanley. Going here at the end of this lap. Staffen, Weileman, Watchorn, Howell. As we get ready to go. Staffen, Weileman, Watchorn, Howell, Morris, Elkins, top 6. First 3 rows. Green flag back in the air, and away we go for the first restart of the race. Daffin and Weileman trying to walk away from Watchorn here. Elkins up another spot over Chris Howell. Jacob Elkins finding a lot of race pace here, climbing 2 spots up to 4th from 6th. Mauricio Million up 3 spots. RJ McCann still up 4. Still the biggest gainer so far in this race. Watchorn's picked off Daffin as Daffin tries to battle back for second. Watchorn gets to the race lead. You're watching all this unfold, center of your screen. Watchorn charging forward. Daffin down 2 spots, went from 1st to 3rd in 3 laps. So Watchorn in the race lead. Daffin's down to 4th. Daffin struggling mightily right now as he falls behind Jacob Elkins. Top four all under a blanket here. Elkins in third. Daffin down to fourth. So competitive throughout the field. There's another group of four right here with Howell, Morris, Dyer, and Zier. A lot of cars sitting in clusters at the moment. Laps begin to tick away. We're on lap 16 of 80. Gap beginning to form between Elkins and Weileman. Battle for third heating up. As Stafford tries to get back on through, will do so through turn 3. Meanwhile, at the front, Eric Watron continues to lead. Watron has a almost half a second gap over Brady Weileman. Alec Daffin sitting now in third, a second behind his teammate. Jacob Elkins not far behind. Chris Howell sits 2 seconds adrift of that. Approaching the end of the first quarter of this race. Watchorn, a lot more stable, looks like, than Brady Wildman, who got really loose out of one. Alman falling back to the grips of his teammate Alec Daffin. Alex here up another spot. Got around Connor Morris, now trying to chase down Chris Howell. As Matt Dyer tries to make an attack. See the damage on the number 7 machine. But the series rookie still going at it, trying to get around the 09 of Connor Morris. And Dyer running on board with him. As he tries to keep up. Tries to get around Ewan and Connor Morris. Some battle going on here between John Buada and Chris Phillips as they go down the back straightaway. Phillips trying to get around Buada. This battle is for 12th place. Weileman really slow there out of turn 1. Going through turn 2 now. Daffin's going to make a pass for position. The issue is, can Daffin now reel in the 91 of Merrick Watchorn? Caution's out. Caution's out. And it is for the 6 of Chris Phillips. That is in turn 1 and 2. He's on his own here, trying to chase down John Guado. We had just seen him, and he clobbers that wall hard, and that's why the yellow came out right in front of R.J. Buchanan. And the number 6 rolls it on down and into retirement. Watchorn will lead the way as the entire field comes down pit lane for the first time. Lap cars to stay out. Brad Slagle, one of those. Jack Stanley trying to make his way back to pit lane. Alec Daffin got the jump on pit lane. So Merrick Watchorn will lose a spot here to the pole sitter, who had started crawling back to those positions at the start. Slagle and Stanley will come down pit lane. They will stay a lap down as a result. 16 cars still in this race. Chris Phillips, John Holiday out, as is the 93 of Kyle Dersham. Green flag back in the air, and away we go. Watchorn dropped the spot early on to Weileman. He's back to where he was at the very start of this race. Summit Esports 1-2, Watchorn Motorsports 3 and 4. Watchorn driving back a little bit as some of these Force drivers try to walk away. Brady Weileman back to the race lead. Merrick Watchorn behind will help his teammate as Daffin drops 3 spots in a lap. Weileman back to the point ahead of Watchorn and Elkins, with Daffin now dropping to 4th. Lilac Zero up to 5th spot. Matt Dyer trying to battle once again with Connor Morse. Watcher trying to chase down Weileman again. As we approach the halfway point here in a few laps. It'll be 6 to halfway. Top 4 all nose to tail. With Weileman in tow. Weileman trying to break away as much as he can, but he has got no help as he gets really tight off of 2. And that gives Watchorn a bunch of momentum. As they move into turn 3. Watchorn to the inside. He'll get the job done. Does his teammate follow suit? Weileman doing what he can. Really close battling here for the lead of the race. Going into turn 1 again. Watchorn back to the point. It's back to what it was before that last caution. Watchorn leads the way over Weileman, Daffin, and Elkins. Elkins has dropped to 4th, so you're trying to get into this lead battle. You're sitting in 5th, trying to close in, actually doing a good job at closing in on this lead pack. Had 2 cautions in this race. What will be the first 40 laps? Watchorn out in front, and Alec Daffin. we're going to crank it up here at Indianapolis for the first time and to enjoy the halfway point in this race. We passed the halfway point on lap 46 now of lap 80. 35 laps to go. Alec Daffin's made his way back to second place. Brady Weileman falling off significantly. Battling now with the defending series champion Jacob Elkins for third spot. Weileman holds on to that third spot. A little bit further down, it's a battle between Brennan Gregg and Christopher Howell, with Connor Morris just up ahead of this. Chris Howell trying to get around Brennan Gregg to no avail. A little bit further back, Selena Thompson trying to hold off R.J. Buchanan. R.J. Buchanan up 8 spots. Biggest gainer in this race, despite being involved in the first caution of the race. Has rebounded nicely, sitting in the top 10 at the moment, right there in 10th. Merrick Watchorn at the front of the field. Slowly being reeled in by Daffin. Daffin's got 1.2 to chase down at Daffin, or chase down to Watchorn. But he's got the ability to do that. Pit stops remain on lap 27. So we know there's another round of pit stops coming here soon. Merrick Watchorn leads the way. Alec Daffin just had a significant mistake. He'll drop back a little bit, lose some of the time he gained. He's down to 1.6 seconds now. Still 2.7 clear of Brady Weileman. Weileman sitting in the third spot, trying to stay ahead of Jacob Elkins. Elkins sitting there in fourth. He's up 2 spots from where he started this race. So for Jacob Elkins, it's been a pretty good day at the office so far for the number 9. Getting pursuit still to Brady Weileman, who sits 3rd in points. Jacob Elkins entered the night 7th in points. So he'll close in a lot on Kyle Smith, Brennan Gregg, and Mauricio Millian, who entered above him coming into this race. Another driver top 10 in points right now, Lilac Zier. We'll be seeing a lot of the 89 over the next few days. We'll see the 89 on Sunday on the Indianapolis Road Course for the ABN Hyper GTP Championship. We'll also see her Tuesday in Formula Atlantic at the nearby Indianapolis Raceway Park, Lucas Oil Raceway, where she's a championship contender there. Then we'll see her on Wednesday, the ABN Admin Box Cup Series. And then we'll see her on Thursday for the Arrowhead 500. So she'll be at this racetrack almost all week long. Right now sitting in 5th, up 4 spots from where she started, doing a good job so far there. Connor Morris down a spot from where he started this race 5th, still sitting in 6th, but constant pressure as RJ Buchanan enters the pit lane. Morris trying to hold on to as good of a finish as possible. The series rookie was being pressured by Chris Howell, was being pressured by Matt Dyer, but has withstood most of that pressure as Brennan Gregg up 1 spot from where he started, tries to make it 2 spots. Finished the 2nd twice. Not going to get to that total right now without a miracle so far, but getting closer to a top 5 finish would still be a good result for the 18. Chris Howell, another Summit Esports driver. It's Summit Esports 2nd, 3rd, 7th, and 8th. Chris Howell kind of on an island on his own. 2nd place, his best finish came at Talladega. He's on his own in that Wendy's number 88. But I don't think he's complaining too often much. It's a solid top 10 effort. Same with Mauricio Millian. Been a very quiet race for the 44. He's up 5 spots from where he started this race. But he is falling under pressure, slowly but surely, to that of Selena Thompson, the Alabama native. In the 61 for SRC Racing. Sitting, trying to defend the top 10. That is, I believe, the lap car of Brad Slagle behind Selena Thompson, so she's not under threat immediately for that top 10. Matt Dyer a little bit further back in the number 7 machine. He's in 11th as it goes through turn 4 now. You see the track map. Matt Dyer, the 7, highlighted in green. He's ahead of Josh Jernigan, who sits 12th. Thompson comes down pit lane. John Bawada sits 13th ahead of RJ Buchanan, who just came down pit lane. And then you have Brad Slagle sitting in 15th. Front of the field, it's still Merrick Watchor, now with a little bit of lap traffic between him and Alec Davin, who's dropped to 2.4 seconds. Merrick Watchorn has done a phenomenal job, led the most laps so far today. He's looking for his 7th win on the season. Watchorn comes down pit lane, as did Jacob Elkins. We saw that pit stop taking place. Alec Daffin in the race lead. Brady Weileman sitting in second. We're assuming Daffin's going to come in here shortly. Saw Daffin, Weileman, Gray come in. Matt Dyer stays out. Will not lead a lap yet. But gets close to it. Doing a phenomenal job so far, Matt Dyer. A little bit off sequence, pit on lap 41, so he could stay out here a little bit. Matt Dyer will lead a lap this time, though. Eric Watchorn gets around Dyer with minimal fuss as we start winding down the last 23 laps. Watchorn leads the way. Alec Daffin 3 seconds behind with Matt Dyer in the middle. Matt Dyer will fall backwards here as everyone's on fresh tires. Jacob Elkins in third, ahead of Brady Weileman. So the 1 lap difference mattered for Elkins getting ahead of Weileman. They're going to approach and try to pass Josh Jernigan as Matt Dyer hits the pit lane. So Dyer makes his last pit stop of this race. Well, we got around Elkins, but this battle's nowhere close to over. 20 to go. Coming to 19 to go. Watchorn, Daffin, Weileman, Elkins, top 4. It's 2.3 as Daffin closes the gap a little bit. That gap coming down pretty significantly. Elkins staying with the 51 of Weileman as those two continue to battle. Elkins and Weileman still battling for P3. Gap to the race lead has shrunk between Daffin and Watchorn with 17 laps to go. So a lot of work to do. $16 laps to go at the line. The gap's come down. It was 2.4, now it's 1.7. How much of that is Watchorn just saving his tires right now? He's got that gap to play with. See the gap continue to stagnates a little bit here. 1.7 at the line. Merrick Watchorn looking for race win number 7 of the season. Looking for race win number 2 in his career in the TWIGI iRacing Series. The gap's opening up. It looks like it's ebbing and flowing here between 1.6 and 1.7 seconds. Watchorn leading the way. Gap has opened up between third and fourth. Elkins has dropped a lot of time. Weileman pulling away from Jacob Elkins. You see how spread out the field has gotten with those green flag pit stops. 13 to go for Merrick Watchorn. Watchorn trying to do what he can. 1.8 the gap. Gap between beginning to extend a little bit more. Gap is ebbing and flowing here. .7. Gap's come back down just a little bit. As you look on further down the field, you have Elkins, you have Zier, Brennan Gray, Connor Morris. Not a lot of close competition at the moment. You look a little bit further back, there is this competition. Selena Thompson, Maurice Gamillion, and Matt Dyer for the fringe of the top 10. Dyer on fresher tires. We'll get around Gamillion for 10th. Oh, and Matt Dyer tags the one at 2. Little bit of understeer, drove a little too hard through turn 2, and Dyer hit the wall hard. Heavy contact has put Dyer's top 10 in question as Selena Thompson using a champ car strat, trying to break the draft a little bit, going into turn 1. Oh, and Thompson gets loose. And she'll be in trouble. And now she'll fall out of the top 10. Dyer and Gamillion now in the top 10. Costly mistake by the 61. So Dyer up in the 9th, Gamillion in 10th. This is just ahead of the race leader, who's crossing the start-finish line to start 9 to go. 8 laps to go from Eric Watchorn. 20 miles away from his 22nd win in the series. The gap is up to almost 2 seconds, 1.9. All Watchorn has to do is bring it home. Seven to go. The laps tick away just a little bit more. Rolling out of the corner. Turn 4, coming to 6 laps to go. Gap's extended to 2.1 seconds. Weileman 7.1 behind Watchorn. Battle for 10th still raging on with 6 to go. Gamillion, really good run as Thompson once again goes towards the inside. Out of turn 2, Gamillion to 9th place. Gamillion doing what he needs to do. Thompson in danger of getting lapped just before the end of this race. Matt Dyer going to try to trade this back and forth with Gamillion as they take 6 to go. There's Daffin, and there's the gap to Watchorn as we kind of pan across. Watchorn at the start-finish line for 5 laps to go. Watchorn taking 4 to go. The laps tick away. Excruciatingly slow if you're leading. Weileman's got a full 2.25 over Elkins, while Lilac Zier sits comfortably in 5th. Dyer's losing a little bit more time. Gamillion trying to break the draft as they go down the back straightaway. Three laps to go for the race leader, who has lapped the 61 of Selena Thompson. As these two continue to battle for 9th place. Just a little bit behind is the race leader. Daffin's race hopes of potentially winning this race all but dashed completely. 2.8 the gap now. Coming to the last 5 miles. Watchorn was a very straightforward affair so far this evening. With less than 5 miles to go out of turn 2. Still a huge battle for that 9th spot, just ahead of the race leaders. 16 cars still running at the finish of this race. Dyer still trying to find a way around the 44 Gamillion. Dyer's got a really good run. Dyer's going to try to draft seek a little bit here as they take 2 to go. But from Eric Watchorn, white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go at Indianapolis. Calm, calculated, and methodical for the 2-time series champion and the 21-time race winner. As Dyer and Gamillion continue to battle it out, they'll have 1 more lap. Watchorn going through the North Chute for the final time. Rounding 4th and heading to home. Championship leader, 6 wins on the season. He'll make it 7 and 22 in his career. Merrick Watchorn will win at Indianapolis. Phenomenal race for Watchorn. Daffin comes home 2nd. Weileman finishes up the podium. And here's the battle for 9th. They're going to have 1 final lap to try to make things happen. Dyer will not chase Gamillion down the track. Will stay up high. Gamillion in the 44. Dyer in the 7. Dyer's got 1 more chance. Did he just lose it? Gamillion runs wide a little bit on that final corner. Out of 4. Dyer's going to get loose. Tag the wall. He's not going to have enough momentum now. Gamillion will hold on to 9th. Dyer will finish 10th. But for Merrick Watchorn, 22 career wins. His 7th on the season as he extends his championship advantage. Squeaky clean race car will make it to the yard of bricks. Alkins finishes 4th. While Alexia rounds out the top 5, starting off her good run here at Indianapolis. Daffin finishing 2nd here, not what he wanted to do as the pole sitter. Race winner tonight. Mark Watchorn will burn it down. As a race winner here tonight. Merrick Watchorn, the race winner tonight. Phenomenal job for his 22nd career win. We'll hear from some of the podium finishers tonight. We'll start with Brady Wildman, the 51 machine, finishing third here. Another podium. But it's a bit of what could have been for the 51. Brady, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
That was a very intriguing event, to say the least. Obviously, third place, led some laps, but I don't think it was the race you were hoping for the night. Kind of just walk through how difficult it was here. Obviously, the Indianapolis proves to be something different every year.
Yeah, well, it's the same script, different result same script, different result, or not different, not same result, different script. I meant, Jesus, I can't speak. Yeah, it was just, I mean, it was all right. I mean, the beginning was fun battling Merrick and Alec, but it's either Merrick or Alec getting the win, and me just finishing third, and then the rest of the field battling it out. But I mean, I don't really have much to say. I mean, we were just running there for a while. I mean, I led some laps, and then I'd eventually fall back down to third because Alec and Merrick were faster in the long run. I had the short run pace, and that's basically how that race went.
Obviously, Indianapolis a very difficult environment to be in just in general, but now you kind of get to let loose and have a little bit of fun next week as we get ready to go to the All-Star race. All-Star race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I think it's a super speedway configuration. Obviously, jumping from Indianapolis to Atlanta, a completely different environment. How are you looking forward to just be able to kind of let loose next week and race for an All-Star race win?
It'll be fun. Hopefully, we can pull out a win there. That'll be a good confidence booster there, and hopefully that momentum will carry out through the rest of the season. But we're just out there to have fun. After all, top 18 in points. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Atlanta Super Speedway is pretty fun, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, Brady, you did a phenomenal job tonight. It was a quiet race for you, but you finished third. You ran away from Jacob Elkins there at the end. Before we let you go and let you kind of unwind and relax from a very long race, 80 laps, most of it green flag, definitely a lot of energy being spent tonight. If there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, the floor is yours. Congratulations. A great team effort all around. All 4 cars once again in the top 10.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my teammates again. They obviously they're really good. Brennan almost squeaked out another top 5 out of nowhere. So that was great. Alec obviously on the second place, and Chris, I know he's in the top 10. Let's see here. He finished 8th. Yeah, so 8th place. Obviously great job to all those guys. Congrats to America on the win, and obviously for the league. I'm thanking for running this thing, and thank my parents for watching. Thank you for broadcasting.
Brady, again, another podium. A lot of podiums here this season for you in the TWIGI iRacing series. But now you got to let loose and let it all go in the All-Star race next week. We're looking forward to it, and obviously enjoy it.
Yep, thank you.
That was Brady Wildman, third place finisher here tonight. We have a very important guest coming up in the booth here. It's going to be the race winner, Merrick Watchorn. Merrick, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
You got a good copy there, Carmen.
Alrighty, career win, number 22. 7th on the season. This matched the record you got last season. Obviously this race, a phenomenal result tonight. But walk through, because it wasn't always easy, that pit stop that put you behind Alec Daffin there. You had to keep working your way around him for a little bit. Kind of walk through your method here, trying to get back to that race lead. And obviously how difficult it was coming here, obviously, next week in Atlanta, so we'll talk about that comparison in a second. But just going through this race tonight, how physical was it for you in the car? And the strategy call that you had to try to figure out how you could save tires and still keep the pace you have?
It comes down to saving them tires. I mean, I literally backed up my corners because I knew that the right front was just going to be tight going in, and I wanted to roll the corner more and try to be off the gas, off the brake as much as possible. But in that situation, it came down to I didn't really have a short run car. I was kind of surprised by how quick both Brady and Alec were for a period of time there. I thought, well, hopefully we can pull a Las Vegas out of our butt and, challenge them towards the end and kind of be up front at their, when it's important. I wasn't really expecting to be faster than both of them. They were showing some serious lap times and average lap times. Mine wasn't really doing so well during practice. All week long, we've been doing AI practices, and throughout the week, the car just felt different one day to the next, and today the car just coming off of 2 towards the backstretch, it plowed. You thought you were going to hit the wall a couple times. Going 3 and 4, the car would actually behave the way you need it to. So it was kind of flipped, in my opinion, during throughout the week. So coming here and getting my 7th win at a track that I love, the Brickyard, just amazing accomplishment and fantastic race. I'm happy I was able to save those tires, because that's all it came down to, is preserving them tires towards the end.
Obviously a big win tonight, 7th on the season. You extend your championship advantage, but now it's going to get a little bit hectic. Next week it is the All-Star race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Super Speedway configuration. Obviously we know how the first 13 races have gone, but going into the All-Star race, how good does it feel just kind of be able to let loose, knowing you at this point you've pulled a 200-point gap in your championship lead?
I'm just happy I was able to recover after all those weeks of hardship, from Martinsville to Darlington to Watkins Glen. I'm so happy I was able to recover and get back into the winner's circle and dominate the way I do and collect the points I need to stay ahead. Me and Jacob and Maurice were really working tonight, trying to get this car to do what it needed to do to stay up front between the 3 of us. Fortunately, Maurice didn't, I think, finished inside the top 10, but he was just struggling towards the end of the run, and Jacob was losing tires halfway through the run. And we were all running the same settings, so I was kind of worried about my tires, so I was taking a little bit more easier through the corners, trying to see what happened. But going into the All-Star race next week and having the top 18, everyone else kind of gets a breather to recover, come back in 2 weeks, where everyone who's inside the top 20 or top 25 in points are full-time. As long as they have a win, they get in automatically. That's how we are going to do this format for the All-Star race. Former from last year and this year, so it's going to be kind of cool to see. I think like 7 different drivers are already locked in, so it's going to be interesting about the points to see who automatically gets moved over. So I'm hoping Patrick gets it. Patrick didn't show up tonight, so as long as he stays in the top 25, he transfers, but he doesn't, oh well. But man, oh man, it's so nice to get this 7th win and put myself closer ahead and giving myself a lot of cushion.
Yeah, big win tonight here at Indianapolis. Phenomenal result for the 91. Obviously, a really good result for the team. Obviously, all 3 cars for Watch Money Motorsports finished in the top 10, with Maurice getting 9th and Jacob getting 4th. But before I let you go and kind of let you just unwind and relax and enjoy your 7th win of the season, if there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, Merrick, the floor is yours. Congrats again, championship leader, and that gap continues to grow.
Yeah, thank you, Carmen. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting and showing us off and showing the love we all deserve in here. A lot of tough competitors in here. Glad we kept going. Just want to thank the TWIGI. Want to thank the QSA, Qualm Security Alliance, and Capture the Occasion. They're really good friends of mine. I might be getting a up-and-coming sponsor for next week, so keep your eyes open for that. I gotta talk to them and see if they are okay with me running their logo on my car. So it's gonna be kind of exciting to see for next week for the All-Star race. And man, oh man, just everyone racing hard. And tonight wasn't really the best race for all of us. It was tight. It was tough, but hopefully we can all just move on and be like, all right, that's Indy. We're done for the. We don't have to go here again until next year. So, man, it's just a fantastic time, and I'm so happy to get my 7th win tonight.
Well, Merrick, again, enjoy it. You kind of get to let loose a little bit for the All-Star race next week. But again, congratulations, race win here in Indianapolis, kicking off Brickyard Week for us here on ABN. Congratulations.
Thank you, Carmen.
That was Merrick Watchorn, race winner tonight here at Indianapolis, 22nd career win. Well and truly ahead in the win count column and in the points lead, over 200 points ahead of Alec Daffin and Brady Weileman, who sit 2nd and 3rd in the championship points as well. You see the results on the left side of your screen. We'll pull them front and center for you. It's Merrick Watchorn, Alec Daffin, and Brady Weileman that finished up the podium here. Jacob Elkins in 4th, Lilac Sear in 5th. Then it's Brennan Gray, Connor Morris, Chris Howell, Maurice Gamillion, Matt Dyer rounding out the top 10. Selena Thompson just barely missed out on the top 10, finished 11th, 1 lap down, as did R.J. Buchanan. John Bellotta, another car lap down, 13th for him. Josh Jernigan finished 2 laps down. Excuse me, 1 lap down for him, 2 laps down for Brad Slagle, who was also the last car to seriously take the finish. Jack Stanley, 4 laps down, went 4 laps down early and never fully recovered. Chris Phillips retired 55 laps from the finish. He ran 35 laps. John Holliday retired after only 1 lap, a start in park here tonight. And Kyle Dersham did not take the start in this race. He was 19th in the column. A lot of activity coming up here this week. Nothing going on tomorrow, but Sunday through to next Thursday. It's all action all the time. Sunday, Hybrid GTP from the Indianapolis Road Course. Monday, it's HTL Cup Series from here in Indianapolis. Tuesday, Formula Atlantic from Indianapolis Raceway Park. Lucas Oil Raceway, just 15 minutes away from the racing capital of the world. Wednesday, the ABN Admin Box Cup Series, 2nd race of the season, right here in Indianapolis. And then we'll see the Arrowhead 500, the pinnacle of ABN competition. That's Thursday for the Champ Car World Series. But until then, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Sunday for Hybrid GTP. But on behalf of everyone for TWIGI iRacing Series, for all of our partners and sponsors here for ABN Studios, I'm Carmen Sienna. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, have some fun this weekend. We'll see you next time here in Indianapolis.